What is up, everyone? Today I'll be showcasing Buzzwole in the Open Great League. I've seen a surprising amount of opponents run Buzzwole over the last couple of days, and it really intrigued me, as I feel like in the current Open Great League meta, as far as counter users go, Deoxys or Medicham are just the way to go. They're the bulkiest, they have good coverage, and they beat basically all the other fighters. They also beat Buzzwole, so I felt like Buzzwole is just the worst Deoxys or Medicham that even loses the counter mirror. However, there's a couple matchups that Buzzwole picks up over Medicham and Deoxys, which make it an interesting pair with water types such as Lanturn and ice types such as Alolan Sandslash. For example, Buzzwole does better into grass types like Superior Venusaur and pseudo-grasses like Lickitung than Deoxys defense does. So if you want a fighting type to cover for Lanturn's grass type weakness, Buzzwole might be the way to go. Medicham does good there too though, because it does have Ice Punch for the grasses and Dynamic Punch potentially for Lickitung. However, the problem with pairing Medicham then is that Medicham will lose to Deoxys defense. Not a problem for Lanturn, but it is a problem for the Sandslash running in the back. Medicham, Sandslash core just struggles versus Deoxys defense, so ideally you'd want to run something in the lead that can beat Deoxys defense too. That's Buzzwole. Buzzwole does lose the zeros and the ones versus Deoxys defense, as Psycho Boost is just too strong of a move. However, in the two shields, you can win that scenario just straight lunge. That makes Buzzwole pretty much the perfect middle ground pick here between the grass type coverage Medicham has and the anti-fighting type coverage that Deoxys has in like one Pokemon, which is just Buzzwole. This is not something I came up with, by the way. I just saw several trainers run this Buzzwole Lanturn Ice line over the last couple of days. And I'm not sure who initially came up with it, so I can't really give credit, but I figured I'd show you it anyway, since a lot of trainers seem to be doing quite well with it, and I think it's just a very smartly thought out line. Anyway, we're gonna head into these battles. Oh, by the way, all these battles were done at like 3150-ish elo. I actually ended playing Buzzwole at my season high at like 3160, 3170-ish. I'm not sure about the exact rating, but pretty nice. I was very happy with that. Anyway, Medicham lead. This is awesome. This is not a winning matchup for Buzzwole. But you can make it close enough, and usually Medicham lead comes with a backline weak to Alolan Sandslash. So at this point, I'm just going to use all my shields and try to get this Medicham as low as possible. Also, you notice they threw Ice Punch immediately. Likely means they don't have Psychic. And a lot of Medichams these days do opt to go without Psychic, because Dynamic Punch just makes Medicham much better versus opposing Steel types, and a Lickitung especially. Since the Medicham is already so low at his side, I'll let my Buzzwole go now. And just coming Lanturn, I instantly pivot into Steelix style, which makes me believe this is most likely a double Steel line. So either Alolan Sandslash, Bastiodon, or a Registeel in the back. Could be Carbink too, and that's just good news for Alolan Sandslash and Lanturn, to be honest. Steelix, still a bit of a problem though. There's always a bait game. I shielded up, expecting the Earthquake, but they Breaking Swipe, of course. Which I shield. That's pretty bad. I can still knock this out with an Ice Punch though. Luckily they're gonna let that go. Well, I'm not sure if that's lucky, because they can get so much damage in with counters from the Medicham. I'm gonna have to throw a move here. Can't farm this down. To let it go, that's fine. But if they have an Alolan Sandslash in the back now, it could be tough. Luckily it's Bastiodon though, and this should be fine. I'll just instant switch Lanturn. I could have argued I should have farmed up to a Drone there before switching out, but I figured that there's no way this Bastiodon is gonna come out with enough energy in this matchup to be able to get to a move before my Alolan Sandslash does if I switch it in later. So I just brought out Lanturn immediately. As you can see, that Stone Edge did do a good chunk, but not enough to where it can farm down before I get to 3 serves. Now the question is, does the final serve knock out? Well, I'm about to get that answer, I guess. But if it doesn't and they can farm me down, I am in trouble here, because then they can just flamethrower my Alolan Sandslash, of course. There we go. Serve. Does enough to actually be able to spark down, so my opponent's forced to throw. But they're already so low that my Alolan Sandslash should be able to finish the job with just a couple Powder Snows. There we go. GG. Alright, Pelipper lead. Flying leads, very awkward for Buzzwole. But generally, flying leads, especially the common flyers, don't come with grass types, because that means the team is pretty weak to like an Alolan Sandslash. I think Pelipper leads do sometimes come with grass types, so the Lanturn pivot is not always gonna work out, but you know, it's just a risk you gotta take. You can't always, you know, win every single matchup, you know. But first, the most common flying lead, which is Gligar. Usually no grass, as that's just way too weak versus an ice type. So against Gligar especially, Lanturn is just a very good pivot, and just the pivot I use versus any flying types, because grass types are still kind of rare. Anyway, Galarian Stunfisk came in this time, which is not a great match for Lanturn either, but they decided to bait. And then they decided to bait again, which is both of which I could let go. And now I can just flip switch with the Lanturn, and this is looking pretty good now. Problem is though, it might be Medicham in the back. I've definitely seen that, and then I might be in trouble. But luckily, it ends up being Sableye. Still not too great though. Would really prefer like a steel type. A common Pelipper line is Pelipper double steel, which my line does very fine against. Or this line, it's not really my line, but this line is very fine against. Ends up being Sableye though. I'm just gonna have to let Buzzwole go down, because it's gonna be useless against the Pelipper. Sableye is another matchup though, where Buzzwole does better than Medicham and Deoxys. You didn't really see it there, because, well, return one-shot me. But on even energy, you outpaced to the lunge there. It can actually put in quite a lot of work versus Sableye, whereas Medicham and Deoxys just kind of die, you know? But yeah, not a situation where we were in now, but if you were to face a Sableye in the lead, you can actually stay in with Buzzwole there for at least a little bit to get off a lunge before switching into your Lanturn. Anyway, back to the match. Don't think the Sableye is at a move, so all I have to do is build up the 2 Ice Punches. First the Pelipper, throw one to the Pelipper, then throw one to Sableye before it gets to the foul play, and that's a good game right there. GG. Alright. Next game, we have another Pelipper lead. I actually saw these a few times. Not ideal, but generally Lanturn is just not that well answered, which makes it such a good pivot in the current meta. Of course, if you face grass types, it's going to be tough, but yeah, you can't win them all, of course. We're just going to take this move. Lanturn can flip this matchup versus Registeel, but you will always lose the 0 shield scenario. So I would have to go shield down here, which is not ideal, as Pelipper has a lot of play versus Alolan Sandslash, especially with a shield up. But I can't have Pelipper on Buzzwole, so it's just what I got to go with. I'm going to shoot this up. I go straight Surf, by the way. There's not really any reason for Thunderbolt, as you win the 1s and the 2s straight Surf. I build up the 2 Surfs now. If they want to shield, they're going to have to double shield. At that point, if they do decide to double shield, I'll probably just let Lanturn go, to be honest. Yeah, they didn't decide to double shield. In comes Medicham, and this is a problem. This is really a problem. My opponent plays this very smart. They know they don't really have a Pokemon weak to Buzzwole left after they let Registeel go down. So they decide to just let the Registeel go down, farm me down with Medicham, and that puts my Buzzwole in a very awkward spot. Luckily, they shoot that Surf, which makes it slightly easier. Also, I'm still hoping this might not be a Psychic Medicham. I think that's my only wink on it at this point, because they could just double Psychic here and win the game. But they don't appear to have Psychic. I no-shoot the Ice Punch. I go for another lunge here. Now, they could be at another Psychic here, but I don't think they have Psychic, so I was very tempted to no-shoot this. But the reason I didn't no-shoot this is because then I feared that I would have too little health, and they would be able to snipe me with a wing attack from Pelipper. Still, so that's why I shielded that move, even though I could have taken it, because I didn't want to get sniped by a wing attack from Pelipper. And now I'm feeling pretty good, because this is just another Ice Punch, right? No way to have Psychic. Huh? Yeah, I was so confused. I was so confused during this battle, because going for the Ice Punch there was really their only lose condition. They should have really just gone for double Psychic. But, you know, worked out in the end for them. So, GG, but they definitely did make it a lot closer there than it should have been. Yeah, I can't farm up enough versus the Pelipper to get a move versus the Medicham. So we'll have to try to go for a farm down here. Yeah, they already have an Ice Punch. So, it's a GG. GG, all right. Next match, another Medicham lead. You're just staying. You're just staying. I decided to go for the lunge on the CMP tie with the Psychic here. My opponent saw it coming and they switch into Alolan Ninetales. Seeing as they switch a Fairy type, I'm kind of expecting this to be the Medicham double Fairy line. Even though Alolan Sandslash will be the better answer versus a Charm Ninetales, I decided to go on Lanturn anyway, because I'm expecting the Wigglytuff in the back. Besides that, if I switch an Alolan Sandslash here, it does nothing. I mean, like, I take out the Alolan Ninetales, but then a Medicham just gets a huge farm. If I bring in Lanturn here, I actually have some, like, value of Lanturn when the Medicham comes in still. I'm able to Thunderbolt or whatever. In the end, it didn't even end up being Charm Ninetales. It was Powder Stone Ninetales, which made this even better. So, yeah. If they switch, if someone switches out like into a Fairy type immediately, probably go Lanturn, because it's most likely going to be another A/weak Pokemon on the back. Anyway, they actually decide to take me out with a Psychic there, which I'm fine with. They're completely energy dry after that, so I'm just okay letting it go. comes Alone Sandslash now. Now I gotta be careful. I don't want to end this matchup with too much health, because then the Medicham gets too much farm. It's able to outpace my Buzzwole to moves to knock me out. So I throw my move exactly at 8 when they're Disarming Voice. And if they let it go, I let it go too, because I should be able to farm this down still. If they had shielded that, I would shield too. But since they didn't, I could let it go. I had a Druran to throw the Medicham, but I lag. And I don't get off the Druran, which now puts me in a tough spot. If this Medicham is able to double bait me with Ice Punch and get to the Psychic, I lose this game. Still, I'm thinking that might not be possible. I wasn't too sure, to be honest, on how many counters it would take me to get to the lunges, so I wasn't 100% sure I would outpace. But I'm thinking I'm going to outpace, so I'm just going to double shield my Buzzwole here and just pray he doesn't get to double Ice Punch plus Psychic. I know this is definitely going to be a bait. There's no way there's Psychic here, but still, I go for the shield as I don't think they'll reach Psychic. But they have a move here. This is Psychic. I'm mad because I lost because of that drill run that I didn't get. But luckily, it's just Ice Punch. I'm able to get to the lunge. And even though I lost a full drill run there, Buzzwole still able to close out the game. GG. Alright, Alolan Sandslash. Now this is the lead you want to see. Out comes Sableye now. A little bit awkward, but this is a matchup where Buzzwole is better than the other fighters. I can stay in, throw a lunge, debuff the attack, and now come in with probably Lanturn. Yeah, I'll go with Lanturn because it's the bulkiest Pokemon on my team. And I'm fine with even just letting my Lanturn go here, because I have a shield advantage now. And if I can keep the shield advantage, my Alolan Sandslash will probably just sweep the game. Well, maybe not sweep the game, but it will do fine versus his Alolan Sandslash, my opponent's Alolan Sandslash, with an energy lead. So I'm fine just letting Lanturn go down there. Good play by my opponent there, committing to the return, knowing that's the only way to flip switch at that point. Takes out my Lanturn. I bring out Buzzwole now. Out comes a Azumarill. And this is a bit of a core breaker to Buzzwole, Alolan Sandslash, if they're running Hydro Pump at least. But since I'm a shield up, I should still be okay. I'm actually gonna let them throw energy into my Buzzwole, as they would have to waste like a full Ice Beam to take me out. And now it's all on Alolan Sandslash. Out comes their round now. I'm a Powder Snow up. Well, not a full Powder Snow up. I'm 1 turn up, and it allows me to get to the turn before that, which means I'm basically 1 Powder Snow up now. They let it go, because they're only Winkle at that point. Might have been calling a bait, so it makes sense. I shoot this up, because there's no way they're going to get to 2 moves, even if they Ice Punch bait here, which they do. But that's fine, they're not going to do another move. I farm them down, and now I just got to hope that Alolan Sandslash can beat this Azumarill. Now with Powder Snow, this matchup is a little worse than with Shadow Claw. But 2 moves should still knock out the Azumarill. Choose up the first. Good call there. Gonna go for another Duran. Problem with Azumarill is that it's so slow. It's so slow. It takes 21 turns to get to a Hydro Pump. And that's like the only threatening move. 15 turns to get to an Ice Beam. It's only 12 for me to get to a Duran. And even 10 for my third Duran here. And this will just knock out the Azumarill at this point. Bye-bye. There we go. GG's. Alright. Whimsicott. Interesting. Interesting. We're gonna go for the lunge here. Whimsicott, I have no clue how this matchup goes. I have never been in this matchup, I'm pretty sure. So we're just gonna play it out. Just gonna go straight lunge. I'm thinking that as long as he doesn't bait twice, I probably get to I'm probably able to lunge and farm down. If he baits twice, I might be in trouble. We might get to a third Grass Knot. I don't think he reaches Moonblast at least. I mean, Whimsicott is quick, but not that quick, right? So I'm just going to shield up again, hoping to fully farm down. Come on. Since they're staying in, they probably have something weak to Buzzwole in the back. They get to another move. This is just a Grass Knot though, right? It's a Moonblast. Wow. Bring out Alolan Sandslash. Out comes their own. At this point, the game's just over. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna lose to the Shadow Claw Alolan Sandslash when they're shield up, so I'll just concede the match. GG's there. Yeah, definitely was not expecting to see a Whimsicott today, but I did. Also, I faced a Whimsicott earlier in the season, and it was Whimsicott Double Steel. And I was playing my Buzzwole like that because I was expecting Double Steel. So I felt like I needed my Buzzwole for the backline still, and it actually did turn out to be the same player playing Whimsicott Double Steel. So yeah. I think I probably, knowing that now, that it was definitely the Double Steel player, I probably should have just let my Buzzwole go and then farm down with Alolan Sandslash, and Alolan Sandslash would probably sweep their Alolan Sandslash backline. But that's in hindsight, right? During the battle, I wasn't sure 100% if it was going to be double steal. There might have only been one steal. So, yeah, I think I'm still happy with the way that I played that. But, you know, Whimsicott apparently was just too strong. Anyway, we're in another battle here. Now comes Registeel now. This is a fine matchup for Lanturn. Just going to go for the surfs. Maybe I should have gone Thunderbolt here. But I think I still survive a zap and thought I would get to another surf. Gonna let this go. At this point, I'm looking very good here. I let it go. I could have gotten to another surf there maybe, but it wasn't necessary. I just bring in the Alolan Sandslash. Go for the drill run. Will almost knock out the Registeel if they let it go. Which they do. Oh, they get to another move though. Gonna have to shoot this up as a focus blast. Would, of course, knock me out. Use the shield. The Steelix in the back. Well, it was in the front. This is a pretty common line. It's the ABA steal, front and back steal. Usually Steelix lead, as Steelix has a lot of play versus most steal answers, like Swampert, like Medicham. They hope to like whittle down your fighting type or water type with Steelix in the lead, and then they just destroy you with Registeel in the back. Or Bastion, can also be Bastion. Anyway, did not work out for him at that time, as my team is built pretty strong against that. Next game. Very good lead with Haxorus into Buzzwole. Just had to shoot the first move. Out comes Cresselia now. I kind of regret not lunging this. But Alolan Sandslash is a steel type. It should be fine here, right? I actually don't know this matchup. So go for the Ice Punch. Definitely a mistake. Because Druran does more. And 2 Ice Punch not going to knock out. I'm also pretty sure that an Ice Punch versus Druran is not going to knock out at this stage. I really should just double Druran. I don't think Druran would have knocked out there yet. So don't throw it. And now I'm 2 shields down. And I need switch, because Haxorus versus Lanturn is awful. I'm gonna go for the Ice Punch now, because I don't think this will knock out, but it will put him in range where I can farm him down. Yeah, there it is. I can farm him down now. I'm not expecting Haxorus to come out, so I go straight for Duran. And even if Haxorus comes out, they're gonna have to shield this, so I was fine with this. It's a Licky Tongue. Again, Duran is just a better move than Ice Punch, but there's more here. And I get to another one. So I maximize my damage there by going for double Duran instead of Ice Punches. And now I'm looking okay. As long as that Haxorus can't like sweep my team, I'm looking okay. Out comes Haxorus now. I have a Learn stored. Can throw this, drop the attack. This will make it so the Breaking Swipe likely doesn't knock out. Not sure though, as Buzzwole is quite squishy. This might still do enough. But it doesn't knock me out. And that means they've definitely lost the game. So my opponent concedes. GG there. That was the final match. Hopefully you enjoyed. Definitely give Buzzwole a go if you have one, because it's an interesting pick for sure. Anyway, I'm heading out. Thank you very much for watching. See you in the next one. Good luck with your battle, trainers.